Is the traditional newsroom dead? Well, with attention spans shrinking and audiences more fragmented than ever, it's pretty clear journalism is facing a massive structural crisis right now. But here's the exciting part. Out of this crisis, a completely new, intelligence-driven ecosystem is being born.
Welcome to This Explainer, executives and media professionals. Today, we're unpacking a really critical report on the digital transformation in journalism. Specifically, we're looking at AI adoption in newsrooms. And let's be clear, this isn't just some passing tech trend. It's a permanent, structural reality that is actively reshaping exactly how news is created, distributed, and consumed on a global scale.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll be navigating through 6 strategic pillars: the AI newsroom revolution, decoding audience intelligence, intelligent PR and distribution, research-driven journalism, ethics and editorial integrity, and finally, the future media ecosystem.
Let's kick things off with pillar number 1, the AI newsroom revolution.
Integrating artificial intelligence into the newsroom is absolutely not just a temporary operational tweak to save a little time. No, it's a massive strategic shift that fundamentally alters editorial decisions, monetization, and how publishers actually engage with readers. Think about where we came from versus where we are heading. The traditional newsroom leaned heavily on manual reporting cycles, strict editorial gatekeeping, and, let's face it, reactive reporting. You literally waited for the news to happen. But today, we're evolving into a hybrid ecosystem. We're talking real-time analytics, seamless human-AI collaboration, and proactive, data-driven decisions where outlets find the story way before it ever goes mainstream.
So, what's powering this shift? It comes down to core AI technologies, like natural language processing, automated news writing, sentiment analysis, speech-to-text, and machine learning. Machine learning is a real game-changer here because it essentially acts like a digital brain. Imagine a system processing massive global feeds, things like financial reports or social media signals, and instantly filtering out all that irrelevant noise. It flags a breaking story moments before it starts trending. It's surfacing high-value information at lightning speed, all without overwhelming the human editorial team.
Moving right along to Section 2, decoding audience intelligence. This whole shift is happening because we are finally decoding the user. That's the why behind this entire evolution. Back in the day, editorial decisions were mostly based on gut feelings and historical performance. Well, that gut feeling has been completely replaced. Deep audience understanding is now the absolute defining factor of a newsroom's success. Look at key engagement metrics like click-through rate, dwell time, content affinity, and returning visitors. They fundamentally change the game. Real-time behavioral tracking gives publishers incredible visibility into the entire user journey. You're no longer guessing if an article resonated. You can literally watch the engagement duration and topic affinity mapping unfold as people interact with the content.
Because we have all this data, predictive modeling and real-time analytics are what actually drive editorial strategies now. It's shifting journalism into this hybrid data content ecosystem. And this matters immensely. Why? Because these specific audience insights allow journalists to spot emerging trends before they ever hit mainstream attention. It empowers them to produce proactive reporting that genuinely connects with what readers actually care about in that exact moment.
That brings us to Section 3, intelligent TR and distribution.
Okay, so once you have the data and you've created this incredibly targeted content, how do you actually get it out there? Well, as journalism becomes increasingly digital, those traditional press releases and standard newswires just don't cut it anymore in today's highly fragmented media landscape. Instead, distribution has evolved into an intelligent 3-step system. Step 1 is AI audience segmentation, figuring out exactly who needs to hear the message. Step 2 is personalized content delivery, which pushes the story through optimized digital channels tailored specifically to that audience. And finally, Step 3, real-time engagement measurement tracks the impact instantly. It's a brilliant, closed-loop system entirely focused on hitting the exact right audience at the exact right time.
The core concept we're talking about here is amplification. Basically, this means strategically distributing content within targeted digital ecosystems to maximize visibility, boost SEO performance, and gain serious social media traction. Modern PR ensures that news stories don't just sit statically on a web page waiting to be found. Instead, they actively circulate, they engage, and they generate earned media and highly valuable backlinks.
Let's jump into our 4th pillar, research-driven journalism.
As global stories become more and more complex, modern investigative reporting, economic analysis, and policy journalism are relying heavily on large-scale AI-supported data interpretation to build their narratives. The contrast is pretty stark. Intuition-based reporting is inherently subjective, incredibly vulnerable to misinformation, and usually suffers from much slower verification times. Compare that to the research and reports framework. In this new model, we rely on deep market analysis and AI data processing to uncover actionable insights. This structured intelligence reporting is absolutely crucial today. It builds undeniable credibility and acts as a powerful shield against misinformation in the digital age, simply because the stories are strictly data-backed.
And all of this culminates in media intelligence. This is the strategic convergence of AI tools, audience analytics, and intelligent distribution technologies. This convergence is the absolute backbone for deeper, far more accurate, and context-rich reporting. You see, you can't just have one piece of the puzzle anymore. You need the entire intelligence ecosystem working perfectly together to thrive in today's market.
This brings us to a massively important topic in Section 5, ethics and editorial integrity.
Now, this is a crucial pivot for any organization. With all this immense analytical power, we have to recognize that this massive technological leap requires incredibly responsible management. If we don't manage it correctly, we risk losing the very independence and trust that makes journalism valuable in the first place. Newsrooms have to carefully maintain critical boundaries to manage ethical risks. We're talking about constantly monitoring algorithmic bias so certain demographics aren't inadvertently ignored in the news cycle, or strictly navigating data privacy concerns to protect our sources. We have to exert tight misinformation control, preserve transparency, and above all else, maintain our editorial independence. The golden rule here? AI must enhance truthfulness rather than ever compromising it.
To really drive this point home, consider this guiding principle. AI does not replace editorial judgment. Instead, it enhances decision-making by providing structured intelligence that supports human creativity and ethical oversight. That is the most crucial takeaway from this entire report. It is a true symbiotic relationship. The algorithms do the heavy lifting, crunching massive data sets and highlighting trends, but humans provide the ethical oversight, the necessary context, and the creative storytelling. And finally, let's look ahead with Section 6, the future media ecosystem. Projecting into tomorrow's fully integrated digital newsrooms, we are seeing a very clear evolutionary arc where human journalists and advanced automation coexist completely seamlessly. In the past, we relied on manual gatekeeping as traditional reporting centers. Today, we are firmly planted in the phase of hybrid AI integration. But looking ahead, we are rapidly moving toward data-driven content hubs. This means automation is going to handle all those repetitive tasks, think transcription, tagging, and basic reporting, which frees up journalists to focus entirely on deep analysis, complex investigations, and high-level storytelling.
Bringing this entire narrative together, we see organizations like Time Intelligence Media Group, or TIMG, standing at the absolute forefront of this transformation. By integrating audience insights, PR distribution, and research into a unified, future-proof media framework, they are successfully bridging the gap between cutting-edge technology and authentic journalism. They represent exactly what the modern, scalable media intelligence organization looks like in action.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a critical challenge. Think about this. In a fully automated digital ecosystem, how will your organization balance speed and automation with uncompromising editorial integrity? It's arguably the defining challenge of modern media, and your answer to that question will dictate the entire future of your digital transformation strategy. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep questioning the future of how we learn about the world.